my music going. I'm assuming I'm live, but I'm not 100% because this should be lagging. Upcoming. I'm gonna put this over here so y'all can see me looking at myself. Let me get the music on. Alright. We are live. Y'all let me know if the music is too loud. If anyone is in here. Seems too loud for me, honestly. So, I'm gonna turn this down. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes. And by a couple, I mean 3. And we'll go ahead and get started from there. What up, Jordan? Appreciate you pulling up, brother. Jesus Christ, I'm almost done with this food, by the way. Alright, looks like we're getting some people coming in. I'm gonna give it 2 more minutes. And if nobody shows up past that, I will go ahead and get started. For those who are in here, can you guys hear me okay? And is the music too loud? I'm gonna go over it. This shit is thick. God damn. I'm gonna throw this plate away. I'll be right back. And we'll get started. Echo the fuck out of what Jordan just said. Bro, it's free. It's definitely free. Please like, subscribe, send to a friend. It is 17:05, 5:05, so we are about to get started with who we have. I appreciate y'all pulling up. And if you're watching this recording and it's previous, please like and comment and subscribe. Ask all the questions. This is free game. No bullshit. I'm a funded trader making lots of money, and I'm giving this shit away for free right now. So please like and subscribe, and we're gonna get into it. So my agenda for today, I'm gonna go over really quickly what I looked at last week and how many other trades that I called that ended up playing out. All right, so we're just gonna go from the top. So UCAD was the first pair I looked at, and it was not a loss. It was a win, Jordan. I took it here. Actually, no, I'm lying. UCAT was not a win. It was very close to a win, and it was a loss. So, yeah, I took this on, I think, Thursday or Friday, and it was a loss. But it was very close to my TP, and I was asleep. This is at like, no, I was up for this one, but this one was midnight and I was asleep. Nonetheless, maybe I would have took it. Nonetheless, this is a loss. AU was the win that I took. And what was beautiful about this is it was super good analysis. Like, it hit about 3 goddamn times. I hit here, hit again, anyways. AU hit. GU I did not take, but if you go back to my old screenshots and my analysis, this is exactly what I had drawn up on a Sunday. And this is what played out. I said I either wanted to see a break here, retest, and go, or come back here and go, and it came back there and went. And I did not take it, but I was watching it. But I had already won a trade for the week, so I did not take this. But man, if it didn't hit exactly kind of how I called it. So, same thing with EU. I did not take this, but I had drew this up last week. I said I either wanted to see, I actually left the drawings up here. This is where I just kind of threw it up there, but this is what actually played out on a Sunday. So, you see, the price came up here. Again, I was watching this. I only had actually, no, I did take this EU, and I hit this. And I was worried about this reaction level that it did have, and it would have never actually got me a break even or stopped me out, and then it would have went to an actual 2R, so probably should have just took it, yeah. I should have took it fully, but I did take this trade as well. Gold I also didn't take, but I called these last week. I said I wanted to either see it have a deep pullback or a pullback from where it's at, and it did that. And I just watched it, but I didn't take that either. US 30 didn't play out like we wanted, but I didn't take it. And those were my trades for the week. If there are no questions, I'm going to go into the analysis for this week. Alright, beautiful. So I'm going to erase all of this. And for those who have been here a couple times, this is the same shit over and over. Yeah, bro, I told you about that goal too. I really wanted you to feel bad about it because you be asking for calls, and when I give them to you, you don't take them, so then I have to rub it in. But yeah, to my point, it's kind of bittersweet. And last week I even debated not erasing all this because sometimes I'm doing the same thing over and over, and I'll find myself evaluating something or analyzing something that I already did the work on, but it's good repetition. And for those who come back and look at this, like, this stuff doesn't get old. I learned this from somebody who's been doing it for 5 years, and it does not get old. So you can, it's just extra repetition. But we're going to remove all this, and we're going to go through the pairs that I think have probability to play out this week. And those that are far from that, we are going to leave them alone. We'll delete these alerts too. I think I have some alerts up here. There's an alert right there. So right now I'm just going and deleting everything so that we can start fresh, right? New week, new analysis, same shit. Delete all of this. I won't be looking at none of those, it looks like. But let's see. Dirty nose. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't think you're talking about me, but I don't get the joke. Alright, so damn, there's a lot of ads today. But I ain't paying for it. Alright, so again, for those who are new to the channel, what I do is top-down analysis, and I need higher time frames. I don't really look at the monthly. I'm going to actually take that off of my favorites. I look at the weekly, the daily, and the 4-hour. Once I get those 3 time frames biased, whether it's an uptrend or a downtrend, I set alerts and I set support and resistance lines, which I reference as AOI, which is area of interest. And then once I establish those areas of interest and I have a bias of sell or a buy, I take those trades based on that, and I just wait for my setup to play out. So right now what we're going to do is go through these pairs that are near support and resistance, and then we are going to identify the trend on 3 time frames. Oh, I get it. Yeah, so we're going to look at the areas of interest within these higher time frames, and I'll just walk through each step. Because I do this every week, obviously I am pretty fast at it. I'm going to talk it out loud, but if you at any point have questions, or again you're watching this previous recording and you have questions, please drop it in the comments. I will be more than happy to elaborate, or you can hop on the next session and we can talk about it live. But without further ado, let's get into it. So like I said, on the weekly time frame for USD CAD, oh, it's going to hold on, buddy. For USD CAD, we have a high point here, and this is a low. It broke, making this a downtrend. This is a lower low and the new lower high, and nothing has broke this lower low or this lower high. So on the weekly on USD CAD, we are what? You guessed it, bearish. On the daily, what is the daily looking like? Yep. Oh, I thought somebody was coming in now. Somebody was leaving. That threw me off. Alright, on the daily, same thing, right? We're going to find a high point or a low point in the market. Here it is. And some people this is the last time I'm going to touch on this because I'm trying to go faster than I have been in the past. Some people might say, why would you not consider this? Because as an experienced trader, I look and see that this is the high and this is the low, and price clearly broke below that, so I'm not concerned because all throughout here, price action could have been shifting. So I'm just going to go to a more recent high point. So this is the high, this is the low on the daily, and nothing has broke this low and nothing has broke this high, so we are bullish on the daily. But what I do want to do, no, I'm just going to put bullish. I'll get into it later because I think I could have avoided that USD CAD, the same trade. Actually, yeah, we're bullish. Sorry if I'm confusing. I'm bullish on the daily. And then go into the 4 hour, same concept. Alright, so this is a high point and this is a low. And price has broke below this right here at this point, so this made us bearish. So this is the lower low and this is now the lower high. But then price broke above again right here, making this bullish. So this is the higher high, higher low. Price broke above again, making this the higher high and the higher low. And then price broke below again. So we are bearish on the 4 hour time frame. So what does this look like to us? An uninterested pair. Why is that? Because we have a bearish trend, a bullish trend, and then a bearish trend. And by we I mean me, I like to have 2 time frames in sync. So that means I need to have the daily and the 4 hour both bearish, or the 4 hour and the daily both bullish, or the weekly and the daily can both be bearish or bullish, but it cannot be opposing like this. So I am going to leave this pair alone and probably drag it at the bottom. This is bullish. Alright, so USD CAD we are uninterested in. Now let's move to AUD USD. So we got weekly. I'm gonna fathom the gap. Look at that. That's crazy. Oh, I don't usually catches that. That's really weird. I hate seeing the chart like that. So same thing, alright, we're gonna go and analyze a decent amount of data. We are going to look at this high point just because it's the highest that I can see. And then we're going to look at the higher low from this uptrend currently at this time. So this is the higher high, higher low. Price broke below on this candle. Broke again, broke again, broke again. So this is the lower low. And this is the lower high, is what I would consider. Some people could consider this, but that's not significant enough for me to consider, because in theory it really looks like price just kind of kept going like this and it stalled here and just kind of kept moving. So I wouldn't be interested in that as the higher low. So I'm gonna look at this as the lower low and this is the lower high. And price has not broke above or below these 2 lines. So on the weekly on AU we are bearish. We're gonna move right into the daily. Same shit. Daily. We'll go to this point just to give some people some reps in case you're trying to follow along with this. So this is a high point and this is the low. So this is an uptrending market at this point. Higher high, higher low. At this point, price breaks below, which makes this the lower low, and now this the lower high, but then it breaks again here. So this makes this the new lower low and this the new lower high. And then at this point, price breaks above this point. So this is now the higher high, higher low. Breaks below and breaks below again, a new lower low and lower high, but then price breaks above at this point, making this the higher high on the daily. So on the daily, this is now the higher high, and this is what I'm going to consider as OJ. high, broke below above this, and this is the higher. Oh, actually, wait a minute. The price, yeah, okay. So wait, I need to make this line more accurate because I swear that these small details matter. Okay. So yeah, at this candle close here, price did not break below, but it was close, but it did not break. So being that we have this higher high here and this higher low, price never broke below or above this level. So we are in a bullish trend, uptrend on the daily time frame. Now what I'm gonna do, since price is kind of close to this and we're seeing stuff, if I'm gonna set an alert and say on the daily time frame, if price breaks above this level, we're going to say no longer. Actually, never mind. That wouldn't matter because it's still going to be bullish. I was going to say no longer bullish, but it's just making a higher high, so it would be bullish. And it's pretty far from the there, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right, moving on to the 4 hour. I hate when the market gaps like that. It's so ugly. Alright, same shit, right? We got a high, a very high point. This is the higher high and the higher low. Trying to see if I want to consider this the higher low, this the higher low, or this the higher low. And because I've seen price react here and tap here, I'm going to look at, I guess I'm going to look at this as the higher low. I'm going to count this because there was a lot of action there, so price is for sure going to react there. But if I do that, that will make this bearish, but it doesn't matter because it broke above again. Okay, so we'll say that this is the higher low, this is the higher high. Price broke here, making this bearish. So this is now the lower low, lower high, but price broke above, higher high, higher low. And then at this point, price broke above again. This is now the new higher high, higher low. And then price broke below, making this the lower low, lower high. And then price broke above again, making this the higher high, higher low. So the daily is actually, I mean the 4 hour is bullish too. This is a really ugly looking market, and because of that price gap, I don't really know how I feel about this, but we are going to log it. Somebody just text me. No, never mind. Okay, where's my phone at? I'm sorry, I'm gonna grab my phone real quick. I'll be right back. So far as bullish, so we do have 2 time frames in sync on this, and like I said, I don't really like this gap, but we are gonna rock with it because maybe it'll fix itself. But when we have 2 time frames in sync, we are interested, but how interested at this point we're gonna see. So from here we like to look at the area of interest, which means price is already kind of at the top of this level. If price is right here, which it looks like it is, I hate these gaps. It looks like price is already at the top of the level, so I'm going to look at areas of interest on the daily, and right away I can see a very clear one here. So again, areas of interest are just candle closes, areas of interest are just candle closes that serve as a support or resistance level. So I'm going to count this candle close and that candle close. Yeah, where's it going to count this? So we need at least 3 touches, right? So we have one here, a clear one, and then it failed to break above 1, 2, 3, 4 more times, and then candle closes here, and then candle closes here. So those are 3 solid ones, and then you see it tested all through here. It tested here, broke, and then broke back in. But nonetheless, this is going to be the only area of interest. So truthfully, the only thing I would be interested in taking on AU is if price came all the way down here or roughly here and then went up. So I will set an alert for that. And I'm going to have my bias around here. And I am going to have an alert around here. Dang, I forgot all my shortcut keys. There we go. So if price starts to come down to this area, I'm going to tell myself to look 4 buys. Alright, so yeah, price comes down here, and then what I'm gonna do is, I wonder if I can put it. Can I put it in the right? No, I can't. So we'll just say on a daily time. Yeah, I'm gonna say look for buys there, and then let's see what the 4 hours looking like. Yeah, see that area of interest. If we would have took this on Friday, this should play out nicely. Oh wait, anyways, I watched this hit over and over bullish. I actually took this last week, and it hit, and it just literally, my stop loss was around here. I don't want to get sidetracked, so I'm going to leave it alone. I took a buy on this last week, and it played out well, so I definitely want to see a pullback here. And so on the 4 hour, honestly, I'm going to put, if price is still trading above, no, I'm just going to say no like that. I'm going to leave it like that. It might take a minute for it to hit anyways, because price is pretty high up, but we'll see. Alright, so again, same shit. Weekly, we're going to start with the weekly, move to the daily, move to the 4 hours. So this is a high. This is a low. This made it bearish on the weekly. It broke here, which is the lower low, and this is the new lower high. Nothing has broke above or below this level, so on the weekly time frame, we are bearish on GU. So daily, we're going to the daily. Same thing though, right? So we got a high point, and then a low point, and then a break, and then another break, and then another break, and then this is the high point, then it breaks again, and then this is the low point, and then it breaks again. Now this is the low point, and then it breaks again. So this is the higher high, higher low, in an uptrending market at this time, and then price breaks below here, making this a lower low, lower high, breaks again here, lower low. And this is a tight trend, but this is now the lower high on the daily time frame, and this is the lower low. And so what I'm going to do with this one is we're going to do Alt J on the daily time frame. This is the lower low, and on the daily time frame, this is the lower high. Daily time frame, this is the lower high. Now, because we are in a downtrend on 2 time frames already, I know that I can take this trade. But in the middle of the week, and this happened to me last week, and I was very close to getting the win, but it was a loss. And the trend changed, and I didn't realize it because it was pretty rare that happens. So on the daily, we are bearish because price broke below this lower low, and it broke again below this lower low, and this is the lower high, and price has not broke above this level, this lower high, to make it a bullish trend. So what I'm going to do is set an alert on this line and say on the daily time frame, if price breaks above this, we are no longer bearish on daily time frame. Because if price breaks above that, I might be thinking like, oh, this is a good ass pullback, but in reality, it's actually no longer bearish, which, like I said, I ran into that last week. But right now, so far, we have 2 time frames. Let's see if the 4 hours is also bearish, and it's looking like it might be. So this might be a good trade this week, ladies and gentlemen. GU. Alright, high, low, break, break, break. This is the lower low and the lower high at the most recent breaks on the 4 hour time frame. So this is the lower low, this is the lower high, and price has not broke above or below these lines on the 4 hour time frame, so we are also bearish on the 4 hour time frame. So where did my analysis go? Bring this down here so that when the trade comes, I can have all my confluences in my face. So the 4 hour is bearish as well. So this is what we love. 3 time frames on the higher time frames in sync. So what do we do from here? We look at areas of interest on the daily. We could look on the weekly too, but in reality, anything you're seeing on the daily, you're probably going to see on the weekly. And if you see it on the weekly, you might not see it on the daily, but your daily candles are going to reveal themselves before the weekly. So I personally look on the daily. But if we're bearish, that means we kind of want price to come back here, and this is an area of interest. Any more lines? Yeah. Back in 2019. Damn, bro. Do we want to count it? It held twice, and the lines are still holding over here. So this is a touch and this is a touch. This is kind of a touch. And that's what I'm trying to see if it held, how much longer it held, and it did hold here. So I'm going to bring it over here just for shits and giggles, because this is for sure a level where it reacted. And then that's another one. And it's kind of nuts. Okay, so again, we're back in 2019, but this is on a weekly time frame, right? But anyways, this is a touch. This is a touch. It broke when it broke through it. It went crazy. It sold for a while, and it pulled back to that level, failed to close above, and went. And it also retested here. So anyways, we got 1 touch, 2 touches, and then these are the levels I was actually looking at: 3 touches, 4 touches on the weekly. But again, weekly is lots of data. So that's an area of interest on the weekly, pretty high up, which is why I probably shouldn't have even messed with it. And then now on the daily, yeah, like, do I like this one? So I'm looking at this level here, and it really held throughout here, but this is an actual candle close along with those. Yeah, I think I'm gonna count this one. This might be my only one on the daily. So I want to include that. Okay, that's included. All that is included. That's included. So we got 1, 2, 3. I'll bring that down just a little bit so I can encompass that. Alright, so this is the area of interest that I have identified on the daily. And one might ask, why do I have that level? And I will show you, because truthfully, I don't think I'd be interested. If price continues to push down, I think it's gonna just leave me, because it's pumped for a while. This is a fat ass bearish candle on the daily, so I want to see it pull back into this area. And I think that this is a strong area of interest, because I really wanted to count it up here, because these are the actual candle closes. But this is kind of what I was looking at on this level. But if we want to get like real technical, I'll say that price held for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days throughout here. So, but the actual candle touch that I was including were these. So that's 1, and then 2 here, and then this one I didn't get the candle close within it, and I wanted to count that as 3, but nonetheless it was damn close. And then 4 here. If you don't want to count this one as 3, this can be 3. So I'm extremely interested in sales on GU. But like I said last week, it pumped for a while. So in order for me to take this trade, I want to see it come back here and then push bearish. So we are going to leave that here and put this drawing here and make sure we don't miss this trade by setting an alarm. And so I'm going to have an alert. If price gets close to here, we are going to start looking for sales. Look for sales. Alright, like I said, same shit. Alright, so this is what I would be interested in on GU. I want to see price come back into this area of interest, and then I'll be sell biased. Just because it pushed for so long. I'm kind of looking at, because I'm seeing a doji candle, even though it's really like big wicks. I don't really like seeing those big of wicks when I'm looking for a reversal. So I'm just gonna really quickly glance to see if there's any other areas of interest that I would be interested in case price breaks below this but never actually comes back to the area I'm looking at. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it where it's at. So I'm very sell biased on GU, but I needed to pull back up there. Alright, so EU, and lucky I think I'll keep those there. Let's see. Alright, weekly on EU. Alright, so we got bullish market, higher low, or higher low, whichever you want to consider. It doesn't matter because it breaks here. Once it broke here, this now becomes the lower high and the lower low, and price never breaks after that. So we are going to be bearish on the weekly time frame. daily, we got bullish, bearish, or bearish. Neither one mattered because it breaks here, and then it breaks above the lower high, making this bullish. This is now the lower low in the bullish market, and then it breaks below here, then it breaks below again here. So at this point in the market on the daily time frame, this is the lower low, this is the lower high, and then price breaks above that here, making this the higher high, this the higher low. Price breaks below again here, and then here, and then here. So this one is tough because this is undoubtedly the lower low in the downtrending market, but this is the lower high technically, or even this, and because this fucking gap, I guess we would just consider that this is where the market opened, even though the candle closed down here. And if this is the lower low and this is the lower high, I'm assuming that the candle closed bullish up here. Has to, right? Because it's there. I don't know. This is weird. I'm not used to analyzing the market with gaps in it. So we'll just look at this as the lower low for sure on the daily. On the daily, this is the lower low. Yeah, I mean, that's for sure a lower high. So this is the lower high, Alt J. And on the daily, this is the lower high. So I guess technically, it matters on how this candle closes. And if I take this trade tomorrow morning, will it still be considered this? No, it'll be Monday. Yeah, because this is technically Monday in the market. I probably just won't trade this, but I'll just continue to do the analysis. If the candle closed here bullish and it opened here, I guess, I don't know, bro. Where's my shit go? Alright, so on the daily, we're going to say, like, is there a time, no matter if the alert goes off or not, that you won't enter? Oh, what time do you trade / look for entry? Oh, good question, bro. I don't know how long ago you asked that. Sorry if I'm just not seeing it. But I like to only trade during London time, London sessions, which I'm in Eastern Standard Time, so it's 5 p.m. here. So 2 in the morning my time is when I like to look at trades, or 3 in the morning. And that's ideal. So between 2 a.m. to 2 p.m. my time is when I like to look at trades. So that's like basically all of London and all of New York session before the volume dies. But to your question, if I'm being brutally honest, let's just say it was 10:30 p.m., which is no doubt Asian session, and I seen something like this, and I had matter of fact, since I'm buy bias on this, let's just say I seen something like this in the market, and I was buy biased, and I knew that price can come up here, and it gave me my exact entry, and it was 10 or 11 p.m. I might take the trade. It's not ideal, but I might take that trade. But to your question, I actually look for entries at London session or New York session. My time. Now back to this weird shit going on. So the daily is bearish according to candles that we can see, but if price opened above here, God, I hate this shit. I'm gonna say that candle actually. I'm saying it's bearish, bro. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this weird shit, but I'm gonna say it's bearish. So let's just say it's bearish. Oh my god. If we can get to the candle. Alright, so daily is bearish. And I'm gonna put a question mark because I don't know. I hate that the gaps. Alright, 4 hour. Looks like the same shit. So we have bullish, bearish, bearish, and then price after it broke bearish here, it looks like it did break again here, so this is now bearish. This is a lower low, lower high, and then price broke above, making this the higher high, higher low. Price never broke below, so for sure it's bullish anyways on the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour we are bullish. trying to get technical with this because if price closed here, but it opened here, then that means technically it closed above. It maybe no, it had to have opened here and pushed above. So yeah, we're gonna say it's bearish on the 4 hour because if price undoubtedly on Friday closed like this, that means that it just moves so fast that it opened this way. Is what I'm gonna try to go for because we don't actually have the data to see. I wonder if on my company's and the analytics if they have that. What is that EU we're looking at? If they have, no, they got that gap on here too. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna say bearish off that. And so we got 2 time frames in sync, and the 4 hour is bullish. So we are sell biased technically on this. And if price is actively trading in that area, then we're gonna just treat it as if it's there. And if that's the case, we're gonna look for areas of interest, which we see good amounts on the daily. Yeah, we see some good support and resistance level over yonder. I'm just trying to see which ones I want to include. I think we might count this one. That's attached 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're gonna count this right here. Cause could be top wick and still close under the level. So EU depends on 4H close. Well, the 4H is for sure bullish anyway because when this was the lower low, when it broke below this, and this is the lower high, the candles that we can see that didn't gap made it bullish anyway. And then this was the lower low. Oh, and it broke below that, so this made it the lower low, lower high. So it's actually bearish on the 4 hour too, because this right here broke. So bearish, and then so yeah, actually the 4 hours bearish. Areas of interest are support and resistance levels, bro. It's just I call it an area of interest, but it's literally just support or resistance level, whatever it is in that moment. So some of the charts that I've already analyzed, like this, anytime you see a blue rectangle, for me it's an area of interest because it was serving as support or resistance. Oh, cancel that. I didn't even move that. It's just serving as support or resistance at that time. So and the way that I identify them is, oh, you asked that, I didn't even see the question. I identify them by at least 3 candle closes on it, and it could be 2, but I like 3 because it just confirms it that much more for me. So here was 1 here, 2 here, and then 3 here, and then you can see as you like analyze that, even though this wasn't a candle close here, price came to that, it reacted, and it failed to break above or close above. And then same here, even though these were the candle closes, you see price push down. It reacted here, reacted again, and then it pushed down. And then when it breaks, it goes for a while. And then even though there was no actual close here, when it breaks, it goes for a while. You know, so it's acting as support resistance. And so I call it an area of interest because at some points it's resistance, at some points it's support. And so I'm hoping that it comes back to the support level or area of interest and then continues to go bullish. So right now on EU, we are actually technically bearish on all 3 time frames, so I'm also looking for areas of interest now on the daily for EU. And again, what I like to look for is at least 3 candle closes on that level. And obviously it's not a hard line, so that's why it's like rough estimates. And what I'm going to use, I need at least 3. I need at least 3 candle closes. I don't care about taps. I care about candle closes. So yeah, shout out to the 3s, right? So what I'm going to count is this right here, right there. And price is currently at that technically. So to your question, Dre, so here's a candle close here, 1, a candle close here, 2, and then a candle close here, 3. And that's why I had to make the box a little bit bigger because otherwise these would have undoubtedly been there, but this one wouldn't have made it. But now I have that candle close encompassed in there, and look, we even have a 4th. So the stronger it is, the more candle closes there, the better. And then to Jordan's point, taps just give you that much more, or at least gives me that much more confidence to know that it's a strong area of interest or support or resistance level, whatever it was at that time. And then as you start to like analyze that, and you see like obviously this was just like a breakout, break back in, whatever. But what's nice is when you really identify a good one, and you see whether it be a doji candle and continues to push, it goes for a while, right? Then it taps this, fails to break above, and then it goes down again for a while. And then when it breaks above, it retests it, and then it goes up for a while. You know, same concept. So right now we have, even if this is a weird pair because of the gap, but technically we have 3 time frames in sync, and they're all bears. So honestly, like, I would be interested in the sales right now because it's at a strong area of support or resistance at this time, and so I would be interested in sales on this if price holds here. So to your question, Jordan, what I'm going to do is look on the 4-hour time frame, and I'm going to put a level, I'll just say above this last kind of visible, I'm going to make this a hard line. So we're just going to say, I'm going to set an alert, because to your question earlier about when do I look for trades, it's definitely not right now. So what I'm going to do is set an alert on here, and every time a 4-hour candle closes below this line, I'm going to just tell myself to look for sales, because it's continuing to hold the level of resistance at this time, and I'm sell biased, right? So I want this text and not this damn sell chart. Alright, so what I'm doing now is just getting myself prepared, because I think that EU can definitely continue to sell, being that it pushed back into the strong level of resistance, and I'm sell biased. And these are the best type of sales to get into, right? Because you can have a really tight stop loss, and even if you don't want to make it a new lower low, you still have a good 2-hour trade depending on when you take it. And if you have it above this strong ass level, obviously, you know, it's just a good edge. So what I'm gonna do is I have this alert, so every 4-hour time frame. So tonight, or I guess like 2-3 in the morning, if I wake up and I'm still seeing that this level held, and then on the lower time frames it's showing me, like we've talked about in the past, like depletion or doji candles followed by strong momentum, I will take a sell on this soon. So EU, depending on what it looks like later on, I'll be taking a sell on that. All right. That was a long analysis. If there's any questions, let me know. If not, we are going to move on to gold. Alright, so gold weekly. So gold is still bearish and it's holding a level. I think gold really might fall for a minute, because this is bullish, and this is the... my dog growl. Oh, she's over there. So this is the higher high, higher low. Price broke below, lower low, lower high. So we are bearish on the weekly. Alright, I'm just gonna keep it plain, objective, and simple. Bearish. And then on the daily, we got some price action on the daily. Anybody who came on late, I called the shit out of a gold sale last week. Let's see what happens this week. So this was the highest point. This was a higher low and an uptrending market at this time. Price broke below, making this a downtrending market. Price broke below again, making this a downtrending market. So this was the lower low. This was the lower high. Price has not broke above or below this level at this time on the daily. Lower low and lower high on the daily. Alright, so on the daily, this is bearish. And then I ate a fucking granola bar. There's hella peanut butter and all kind of shit stuck in my teeth. Alright, so on the daily, 4-hour, if we got a bearish market here, we might be gold. No, it just broke bullish. It was bearish for a minute though, but it broke bullish right there. So I'll just walk through a quick. Obviously, this is a high point, and this is the low. It broke below, so this is no longer uptrend. It was a downtrend once it broke here. Then it broke again the other low, so this made this the lower low, lower high. But then Oh, actually, we can look at it like that. This is bearish because of this. I was gonna go here, but it actually makes sense to go here because this is an uptrend. So this is the high point, higher low, and then it broke below this, the lower low, and this is now the lower high on the 4 hour. So nothing has broke above or below this level. Yeah, this is the lower low. Nothing broke above below. So we are also bearish on the 4 hour. So we got 3 time frames in sync on gold too, and they're all bearish. Alright, so we are sell bias on gold. And what we're going to do, again, go to the daily. We're going to look at those areas of interest. And man, I can see one right. Oh yeah. Gold's looking good. So, candle closes here on the daily. Candle closes there on the daily. And do I want to count that one? I think we can. So if we count this, I just don't like my candle closes being that thick. I don't know if I want to count this one or if I want to just count. I think I'm like, so I'm just trying to look at how many candle closes I want to consider, and I don't want to do this to where I'm trying to count and where I'm trying to count and include all of these. So what I'm looking at, I'm looking at this touch right here, this touch right here, this touch right here, and I'm debating on if I want to count this one or not. I think I'm not going to, because price is already there anyways. So yeah, so on gold we got these candle closes, this candle close, this candle close, and really that's it, just those 3. I guess technically here, and I wanted to include this one, and you can see price kind of held here too, and this is where price currently is. So truthfully, and we're kind of already there. Yeah, and price is reacting. Honestly, this shit just might be ready to sell right now, and it pushed up for a while. Okay, so this is a very good learning point. Everything from the 4 hour lower low is just noise. Everything from the 4 hour lower low is just noise. Now, what pair are you talking about, Jordan? My bad. I gotta start glancing over here more often. Oh, this gap is cleaning up. I'm gonna wait for you to answer that, Jordan, for like 30 seconds, and if you can respond to what you're talking about, then I'll address what you're asking. Or what pair are you talking about? Also, there's like a. Anyways, I'm gonna get distracted. If I can bring this up. Everything from the 4 hour lower low is just noise. What are you talking about, Jordan? Gold, as far as direction. So gold's 4 hour lower low. Yeah, I guess I get what you're saying. So I'll just, before we get to that point, the way that I identify a trend is I just look at higher highs and higher lows, right? So this is the highest point in the market at this time. We could go here. Obviously, this is the high, and this is the low. So to your question, I guess if I understand correctly, all of this doesn't matter because this was the high, and this is the low. And I'm going to make these hard lines so that they're easier to identify real quick as I explain this. This is the high and this is the low. So anything in between here is just market structure, noise if you want to call it that, until it breaks a low. So this broke the low and it broke here. And then so at this point, technically this was the lower low if we were actively at the market at this time. This made the lower low. And this became the new lower high right here, or this one, which I'm going to count this one because it's just a little cleaner. And then as candles continue to play, okay, it broke again, so now this is the new lower low. And in my opinion, this would remain the lower high, and we keep that until price closes below. So it continued to close it below, so we just keep moving our lower low until it, holds. So at this point, this is the new lower low. And this is still the lower high. So until price breaks above or below this level, yes, to your question, everything else is just noise. So it didn't break, it didn't close below, even though it broke out. Okay, so at that point, this now becomes the new lower low because price broke below this previous low. And now, even though this lower high is higher, we go off the most recent price action. So this is the last lower high as price broke the lower low here. So now this tight ass market structure is now our lower low and our lower high on the 4-hour time frame. So we continue to just wait for candle closes. So obviously it closed below here. So this is now the new lower low, and this is still the new low. This is still the lower high until price breaks below or above those levels. We are in a downtrend on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so it didn't close below, even though it broke out. It came back in, so that we don't count that. So this is all just market structure, and at this point, it was pretty clear here. But even before that candle printed, and this is a very good example. So some people might be like, "Oh, we're still bearish because it was close," but you got to really look at this shit, right? This is like minute, but the minute that price broke above that, even though it was like fucking, what is that? Let me see. That shit was. This is gold, so I guess it was 23 pips, something small on the 4-hour time frame, or I don't know. Hopefully it was 2.3 pips because it looks small, right? But imagine if you would have realized that price broke below here, and although this is like a little doji candle on a lower time frame, it was probably giving you a pullback, a very visible and easy to see pullback, like the price pushed up. Let's see. Yeah, so you had a breakout, right, and it came to retest. It gave you a doji again, but now you're bullish. And you have that bias. If you were to take a trade like that, and you put, even if you were playing it safe and you put your stop loss below all of this down here, I don't know what the pips are in gold. Let's just say it's 35 pips. I don't know. And you went for a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, you would have ate off that just from realizing when a candle closes above or below the previous high or low, it changes the direction of, it changes the bias of the trend for that time frame. So not to get too far off that. To your question, I believe you're asking anything in between a higher high and a higher low, or a lower low and a lower high is considered market structure until it breaks above or below those levels. So, so this at this point, this became bullish, right? So this is the new higher high, and then you go to the previous low, higher low. So this is now that. It could be this one, but I'm going to use this one because this just looked like noise and price continued to push. But here there was an actual reaction, right? And so again, like price failed to break above, so it closed above here. Now we are bullish with this high, and this technically this could be considered the higher low, right? So we're gonna go here with it. This is now the new higher low. All right, price broke above again. Oh wait, let's go back. So, but you get it, right? So this is now the higher high, and this is the higher low. But now price breaks below here, so this is the new lower low, and this is now the new lower high. But we are now in a downtrending market, and so this is now the lower low. Price breaks below again. This is now the new lower low, and again, this is just continuing to push. So we're waiting on a pullback, but we are bearish, sell bias on gold at this point. All right, so this is the last lower low that it broke. That was that, and I think this is kind of where we're at in the market anyway. So this is the lower low, lower high on gold on the 4-hour time frame, and I think this might be where structure is. So we are down. We are bearish on the 4-hour and on gold. Prices has not broke above or below the lower low or the lower high on gold. And look at this fucking support level that's holding. All right. Still the market structure. All this is just noise or market structure, however you want to phrase it. Came close, didn't break. Still bearish. All right, so this is active. So hopefully, God damn, that's a long ass explanation, but I hope it answered your question. So anything in between those lines is just market structure, and we are bearish on the 4-hour time frame on gold. And we have a very strong level of support at this time. It's acting as resistance, but it was support here and it was support here. But because it's support at some points and resistance at others, we are calling it an area of interest. So this is the identified area of interest, and ultimately, this kind of doji candle at an area of interest is what we like to see. This is an actively running candle right now. Because actually, I don't know how gold, if gold opens up later. I don't see a time running, so I guess gold is not open yet. But nonetheless, I'm very sell biased on gold. I would either like to see it pull back into the support, the resistance level a little bit more and sell off, or honestly, I'd be comfortable taking it from here, depending on what. We need shifter structure though. So it was bullish. So this is the high, low, and it broke. So technically the shifter structure happened right here because this is the high, it broke the previous high, and this is the higher low, and then price broke below here. So if we would have been at the market at this time, like at the shifter structure when we have 3 time frames in sync, this is kind of what we start to look for. So we just put our stop loss above structure and over a strong area, and you just go for your 1 to 2 or 3, whichever you feel comfortable with. But let's just say you went for a 1 to 3. Like, look at when you zoom out and you look on a higher time frame. Look at you're not even breaking market structure. You're trading within a range, and so it's, in my opinion, it's safer because you're not asking the market to give you nothing spectacular. It doesn't even have to trade outside of the range, and you got a 3-yard trade already, right? And so just giving you some nuggets. But what I want to see, honestly, it's already playing out. I guess technically, since I'm coming to the market right now, I would like to see it maybe pull back to here. I know y'all listen to Pam. It seems like the people that are on here are Pam influencers. So like, you got a doji candle here, 2 momentum candles or sizable engulfing candle, and then if you were to put it behind the wick as a pending order, and whether you want to just put it behind that candlestick or this candlestick, obviously this one would be safer. You still can get a 2 or 3 yard. Oh no, actually you might be reaching. So I would be interested if it pulls back into the area of interest. Truthfully, I think that's it. That's the only thing I'd be waiting on gold, just because it's already kind of there, and I've kind of missed the initial move. So yeah, I kind of want to see it pull back into here, and then I would take it. So let's go. If price comes back up to this, I'm going to look for sales. Man, that was a long explanation. I'm kind of hot. Alright, whenever that plays out, I'm gonna say look for sales if it pushes back up to here. Yeah, I definitely think gold can go, especially if it holds this level. I think gold can go for sure. Alright, so US 30. Alright, bullish. This is a higher high, higher low. And that's it. Weekly is bullish. Damn, it's already 6 o'clock. How many more pairs I got? Alright, daily. Daily, this is the highest point. This is a higher low. Broke below again. I don't really want to count that as a higher low. I don't know, that looked like noise. Yeah, I think I'm going to count this as the higher low on the daily. Yeah, I'm not going to count this as the higher low. I'm just going to look at that as noise. I'm going to count this as the higher low on the daily. So this is the higher high, this is the higher low. And price has not broke above or below this level. So on the daily, we are also bullish. What the fuck is this? Oh, this heat come from in his house. I bet y'all, 1 second. And my nigga Young Kai just subscribed to your boy. I appreciate it, man. Better late than never, brother. Alright, so we got bullish. The daily is bullish, right? If there's any questions, let me know in the chat. If not, we are moving right along to the what? The 4-hour. EU alert. Bro, what? Are you telling me to look at EU right now? I don't get it. So since I don't get it, I'm moving back on to what I was doing. Alright, 4-hour on the US 30. So we got bullish. This is the higher high, higher low. Price broke below, making this the lower low and the lower high. I'm just trying to see if I want to consider this the lower high or not. And I don't think I do. US 30 be gapping like crazy. Look at these candles. Look at this. Price closed here and then opened down here. But the 4-hour, if this is the high and this is the low, and then price breaks below here, this is the lower low. I'm gonna look at this the lower high, so I'm gonna say that the 4-hour is bearish. got 2 time frames in sync. Man, this shit is wicked. Look at this. But we do have a very strong area of interest right here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm just gonna count it. Alright, so the areas of interest that I'm trying to include on US 30 is obviously this one. So 1 here, 2 here, and then this one right here, especially because it's a doji candle. So these are the 3 candle closes that I'm including as the area of interest on US 30, and obviously price has been going wild all throughout here. So on the 4 hour, yeah, this shit looks ugly. I'm definitely buy biased because we got 2 time frames in sync, but this shit is that's a very strong support level, and this is a head and shoulders reversal. It broke the neckline and it definitely went, but it came right back and then it went crazy. US 30, although it's still price action, it should just be moving weird. But I am buy biased. I'm gonna just put this here, and I guess put it below what I have templated as the area of interest. See what it looks like on lower time frames. Yeah, this shit be weird stuff. I'm just trying to see if I actually want to set an alert to try to take this, just because it just moves so unorthodox. Like, I do like seeing doji candles, but I like seeing them like the one that I circled, not this. Like, this is, look at these wicks. So when I see stuff like that, I think I'm going to just put it at the bottom. Although I really do think that shit's gonna go up. So I think I might on the 4 hour set that same type of alert. And I would just have to see some price action like looking really good. But what I'm gonna do is the same thing on the 4 hour time frame. Every 4 hour candle that closes, I'm gonna say look for buys and just look at the lower time frames and see if it gives me like a very easy to digest trade setup. Like, if I feel like I'm forcing it, I'm just gonna leave it alone. USD Swiss franc. This is looking kind of good, honestly. I like how on the weekly it's like in the middle of structure. Alright, so we're gonna just go to this low point. This is the lower low. This is the lower high. Price broke above, making it bullish. This is the higher high, higher low. Then price breaks below again, making this the lower low. And this the lower high, but then price breaks above again, making this the higher high, and this the higher low. Do I want to jump in the higher low? I don't think I do. So if this was bearish and this broke here, this makes this bullish. Regardless if I count this one or this one, it's still a bullish market, but I need to know which one I'm going to use, just because if it breaks this, then the trend will change, but we have a minute before it gets there, and it didn't go for this. I think we can. Price stalled. And I'm just trying to see if I want to look at this as the lower low, or the higher low, because this is a bullish market right now. Nonetheless, the weekly is bearish, but bullish. I'm sorry, not bearish. So weekly. I'm gonna use this. It's just a lot more clear. So yeah, we'll use that one. Now moving into the daily. Alright, obviously this is a high point. This was the highest point, but then this was the higher low and it broke. So we're going to just ride the uptrend here. So this was the higher high. Same concept with what we just talked about. I'm not gonna look at this as the high or low because it's just look like price stalled. This is where I would say there's an actual high or low. So this is the higher high, this is the higher low. Price broke below here, making this the lower low and this the lower high. Damn, where did my music? Is this what I was gonna do? Alright, so this is the lower low, lower high. Sorry. Lower low, lower high, and then breaks again, lower low, lower high, and then breaks above, higher high, higher low. So on the daily, we are bullish. Just not showing my margins here. Oh, yeah, that. Alright, and we are clearly bullish on the 4 hour. I'll walk through it real quick if y'all need to see it, but I'm gonna write real fast. 4H bullish. Jesus. 4H bullish. Alright, so we are we bullish on all 3 candles? Oh god, my dog will throw up. Alright. Let me just make sure. Yeah, because this broke above. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out how. Did I count this as a lower high? No, this one was. Okay, and it broke above. Okay, so we are bullish on the weekly. The daily is bullish because it broke above here. And then 4 hour is also bullish. Okay, so we got 3 time frames in sync on Euro Swiss franc. So we're gonna highlight that. Okay, now we're gonna look at some areas of interest on the daily. See what the weekly got. Okay, so the weekly area of interest, I think I want to consider. It's gonna be a little thick one, but we're gonna count that candle close and these candle closes. So obviously I'm counting this area, all of these, but more specifically this one. Price reacted and then it broke through, but then it held here. So another candle, another touch, and this one right here. So on Euro, on the weekly for USD Swiss franc, I want to see it come here. That's the only thing I want to see. The daily I don't really see. I guess right here could be one. Nah, yeah, I'm just gonna wait for it to pull back there. That's the only thing I want to see on USD Swiss franc. But I will set an alert for it. So if price starts to pull back here. I was hoping to see some shit like this because I'm tired of analyzing all this. So what I'll explain to y'all about these is, as you can tell, when I'm looking at these on the weekly time frame is like within market structure, right? But on these, it's just so far up, and I like to see pullbacks, and I like to see market structure through here so that I can take the trade around this area. Like if the weekly was around here and I can see that there's structure near, then it's cool. But with it being way up here, I'm not interested. We can do this one. Alright, so on the weekly, obviously it's bullish. This could be the lower high, but I don't want to consider that. I would consider this the lower high. So obviously I'm sorry, higher low, and this is the higher high. So on the weekly, we are bullish. On the daily, see how many y'all still rocking with me real quick. People are still in here. Oh, refresh. It's only 2, but it's all good. I appreciate y'all being here. Alright, so on the weekly, we are bullish. On the daily, we are bearish because this is the high, this is the low, broke below, it's the lower low, lower high. So right now this is the lower low, lower high on the daily. But what I am going to do is the same thing I was explaining earlier. So if price breaks and closes above this, no longer bearish on daily time frame. No longer bearish on daily time frame. And this is obviously the lower low, but right now we are bearish. So on the 4 hour, we had a high, and a low, broke below, this is lower low, broke below again, this is the new lower low, this is the lower high, but then all of this that held as a strong level of support, it broke below right here again. At this point, and I can't tell if it broke, it looks like it was like being even. Oh no, it broke again. So price, this is the lower low, and then it broke below again here. So this makes it the new lower low. And Jordan, if you're still paying attention, this is what I was describing, like this shit matters. If it were to change the trend. But nonetheless, this is the lower low now. And this is the lower high on the 4 hour. And because it's such a tight spread, and this is the lower high, I'm going to do the same thing I did for the daily on here. So we're going to say if price closes above this level on the 4 hour, is no longer bearish on daily. I mean on 4 hour. 4 hour time frame. But at this point we are bearish. So we have 2 time frames in sync right now on GBP CAD. And now we are going to just look for areas of interest. And it looks like price is actually below most of them on the daily, so let's see if there's anything on the 4 hour. If not, then I guess I just want to see it break below that, and then yeah, I mean this is a pretty strong one. Roughly on the 4 hour, but that's kind of high up. I think honestly, I just want to see price break below this area that it's kind of holding, and then retest this and go down. That's the only way I'd be interested in this. We got plenty of pairs to look at anyway. So this is what I'm going to say for GBP CAD. This is what I want to see. So truthfully, price would have to break below, so I'm going to say if price did break below and it's coming back up here, then we will look for sell on retest resistance. Alright, I think we're done. Your GBP, please let's be done. Yeah, damn, this looks like it's pulling back into the area of interest right now on the weekly. And the daily, yeah, we gotta do this one. Alright, so it's clearly bearish on the weekly, right? This is the strongest area of support. It just broke below, it's bearish. So this is the lower low and the lower high. So the weekly is bearish. bearish as well. Very clear, right? Broke below this level of support, and this is the lower high. But what I will do on the daily is the same thing I was just talking about on those other pairs. So if price breaks and closes above this level, greater than, we are going to be no longer bearish on daily time frame. Honestly, this goddamn Euro GBP is looking glorious. So what we are clearly seeing is we have 2 time frames in sync already. We're allowed to take sales on this, and what we like to see on the lower time frames is a opposing trend, because the entry model is a shift of structure. So when you see all these trades pushing up to a direction, that's what you like to see when you're getting ready for a sell. So like, obviously once it's sold off here, let's say we were sell bias and we've seen all those things, what you look for is the shift of structure. So that means we're seeing a series of highs and then lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, and then the shift of structure. When it breaks that low, the higher low, making it now a bearish market, this is the lower low and the lower high, but we don't get in on the push. We wait on the pullback. So it's now technically made a lower high, and it failed to break above again, and we had that shift of structure confirmation. Imagine if you put your shit right here, getting in after, even if you want to play it super safe and you want it to break the new lower low, and you put your stuff above here, so you got it above the level and above all of this structure. I like to go for 1 to 2s, and I would have been out of this trade. I took it at 7:30 a.m. and I would have been out by, I guess, Sunday at 1700, right when the market opened back up. But Friday, you would have been in good profit. You would have woke up and been in even better profit. Not to lose sight of what I was saying, we like to see an opposing trend on the lower time frames, because the shift of structure on those lower time frames is what gives us the confluence to get in. And for people who don't really understand the market, they see uptrend and then they start taking those trades, and then they lose them, and then you win when they start selling that shit off and you're in the trade. But anyway, I think it's pretty clear that the 4 hour is bullish, right? We had a high here, and then a low, then it broke, this is the lower low, and then it broke again, this is the new lower low, and this is the lower high. And as you can see over here, price breaks above here, making this the higher high. And just to keep it clear, this will be the higher low. Price breaks above again, this is the new higher high, higher low. Price breaks above again right here, this is the new higher high and the new higher low. And then price breaks above one more time up here with the weird shit. This is the higher high, higher low. So we are bullish on the 4 hour time frame. Bullish. But we have 2 time frames in sync that are bearish, so now we're gonna look for areas. Wait, was I analyzing that on the 15-minute? Jesus Christ. Alright, 4 hour time frame, same shit though, right? We got all these lows breaking, making new lower highs. This is the lower low, this is the lower high. Broke above again. So this is now the higher high, higher low. Broke below, low, lower high. Broke above again right here, making this the higher high and this the higher low, or this the higher low, and then prices up here. So we're still bullish on the 4 hour time frame. Yeah, because this was the highest point, and price broke above. Whether you want to consider this or this as the higher low, it doesn't matter, because price broke above. So until it breaks one of these two, it's still bullish regardless. So we got bearish time frame on the weekly and the daily, and then it's bullish on the 4 hour. So we're gonna go look at areas of interest, and they're pretty clear to see. If you want to include the breakouts, you can, because it is a strong area of support. I think my dog's having a nightmare. Can I see her over there? Honestly, this one's super strong, but these are candle closers, and that's what price kind of held at. So I think I'm going to use that, to be honest. I'm going to go and count all of these right here. If I start to see a nice little reaction, here, where the price is here or here. Obviously, it looks like it's here. I want to see this, something come up into here, and then push down. That's the only thing I'd be interested in. Yeah, I want to see something like that. So I'm gonna set an alert. If price starts to come up into here, we're going to look for sales on Euro GBP. Alright, damn, that shit took forever. Alright, GBP CAD, what do we see? I want price to push down, that's gonna take a while. Alright, Euro. Now I'm just trying to see what's like my top 3 or 4 pairs. Real quick. Alright, so Euro USD, it's literally at the area of interest, and so this alert is telling me, oh, it's not even an alert. I think I had this every 4-hour candle that closes below this level. I'm interested in, and I'll start looking at. But this price action with this gap, I don't like it, because if this is how price is going to end up looking, that means I'm not really interested in this trade until it comes here, unless it forms a couple more lower lows, lower highs. And it's also Sunday. But I like that EU is literally at the support level right now, and this is a strong ass level in my opinion. So again, I'm sell bias on EU. But I'm just kind of waiting for some price action to show me something, and then I got an alert every 4-hour candle to look at that, so I'll be interested. AU, I am buy bias, but it has to pull back for a while, so that's not as nice. GU looks good for the pull back to this area. So I'm gonna tell myself to start looking for sales as it gets closer to here. I can stay up there. Gold is already at the level. It's pushing up. Yeah, I like where gold's at too. Look for sales. I just need to pull back up a little more. USD Swiss franc. That has a while to go, so this can come down here. Euro GBP doesn't have that long to go. I can stay up there. AU's got a while to go. Euro GBP. Okay, so I guess these are my top 4. I'm still biased on all of them. EU and gold are kind of already there. I just want gold to push up a little bit more, and I want EU to show me a little bit more price action. GU, I needed to push up a good amount. Yeah, that level's a lot stronger. But this has a touch, reactions. I don't want to be greedy. It's also before I look at the daily. I'm just trying to see if there's any other areas of interest that I would like to see, and I don't think that there is. So yeah, if I'm gonna take a GU sell, I want it to push up some more. Yeah, that's what I want to see. And then Euro GBP is also kind of there. It just needs to push up, in my opinion, just a little bit more. Truthfully, if I see price action happen where it's at, I would still be interested in this sell, because this is 170. Oh, we definitely wouldn't be taking a trade that damn gigantic. Yeah, I just need Euro GBP to push up a little bit more, and then the rest of these are just, they got a ways to go, so not as interested in these. So these are my top 4 for the week. We will see what happens. I think I have alarms. I'm trying to say alert and alarm at the same time. I got alerts and or alarms on all of them. Damn, that shit took 1 hour and 25 minutes. I hope y'all got something from it. If not, fuck it. I'm just playing. Appreciate y'all dropping in. Let's make some money this week. That'll be easy. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you have any feedback, let me know. Be easy.